Hello and welcome to Crimes of the Heart Tarot. I'm Miss Vicki, and I'm going to use the tarot to see if we can gain more insight into unsolved mysteries, deaths, and disappearances. Let's get started. Welcome, and thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing. It's really helping my channel. Today I want to do a reading about Dana Smithers. Now, BRYAN KOHBERGER's parents were called to testify at a grand jury about her death. Now, she vanished May of 2022 from Monroe County, Pennsylvania. And BRYAN happened to be living in that area at the time. So his parents were called to testify. They did, and there is no connection between BRYAN KOHBERGER and Dana Smithers' death. Now, she disappeared May 2022, and her remains were found in April, this last April, in a wooded area. They have done an autopsy. They haven't determined the cause of death. And the timeline for her was she went to a festival with her daughters and her daughter's father, who she was on good terms with. They were friends. To a festival earlier that day at the Happy Hour Bar and Grill. They had a festival, they had dancing, celebrating, all kinds of stuff. She went home with her daughters to her mother's house where she had been living. They went home. The father went wherever he lives. But Dana and her daughters went to their home where they lived with her mother. About 11:05 was the last time anyone saw her. Now, she had called a friend after they came home from the festival, a neighbor, and she went over to the neighbor's house just to hang out. And the neighbor said she left her home at 11:05, give or take. They saw her on a camera with her cell phone in her hand, walking away from the neighbor's house that night. Now, her body was found in April of this year near the Park Avenue on-ramp, and it was fairly decomposed, so it was sent off for the coroner to see if he could determine the cause of death. Now, they have not released that yet. So I really, BRYAN has been cleared. He's not in the area. He has a solid alibi, and I don't believe he even knew her. The reading is mainly about Dana Smithers. What happened to her in May 2022? How did she die? Why did she walk off that night and never was seen again? So I want to do the urban tarot. I'm going to start with that and see if we can find out why she disappeared, where she went, and what happened to her. All right, I'm going to put a few cards down and just see what we can get. It's just, she was in a good mood. I mean, she had a substance abuse problem, but her mother, her friends, they all said that she'd had it under control, though the friend that she went to see that night did say that Dana seemed nervous, that she was smoking, which apparently she only did certain times. But she'd been doing good. She'd been doing okay. So I want to ask the cards what happened. What happened after she left her friend's house? Where did she go? Mix up these cards a little bit. All right. That's too many. Let's just start with these. All right, we have the Hanged Man. Okay, we're asking about her energy the night she disappeared. The Hanged Man is a card about looking at things from a new perspective, stepping back, reevaluating your life, making a sacrifice. Now, Dana was 45, and basically her daughters, her friends, all said that she was very outgoing, had a very loud, infectious laugh, but she had been struggling. All right, the Hanged Man is stepping back. All right. Then we have the Two of Swords. All right. Excuse me. The Two of Swords is about a truce. This is about stepping back, just like the Hanged Man. She was reevaluating something that night. She'd been happy that night, dancing, laughing. She saw her ex-boyfriend, father of her children. But after the festival was over and they went home, she started to think about her life. That's what I'm getting from this card. She was of two minds. The Two of Swords is standing back, trying to make a decision about something. Now, I don't know what she was deciding that night. She was looking at her life, looking at her future. Then we have the Princess of Swords. All right, this is a younger person. It doesn't have to be a child. Swords are energy cards. They're of the mind. They're doing something, making decisions, pushing forward. This is called the activist. And basically that's what it is. This is someone who goes forward, makes choices, does things. Then we have the Five of Swords. No, this is the Five of Wands. These are wands. This deck is based on the Aleister Crowley's deck, so it's a little bit different. It says strife. This is arguing. She's kind of was going back and forth is what I'm getting. Wanting to do something, not wanting to do something. And then we have the Eight of Coins. This is working. She'd been working very hard on straightening up her life. Money was a problem I'm getting. There was some money problems with her. I don't know what she did for a living at this point in her life. Money, working for money. What I'm getting right here is that after the festival, Dana, for some reason, decided to take a really hard look at her life. She wanted to change her life, but there was a lot of arguing back and forth. I don't think she was arguing with her children so much as I get that she was arguing with herself. She was trying to make a decision. This could have been about a job. Money was definitely on her mind. Money, not wanting to make a decision about something, but wanting to make a decision. A lot of arguing. The arguing, all of this I get was in her mind. She was in turmoil that night. She was thinking all kinds of things. Now, she was clean up to that point. It's almost like she was arguing with herself. Arguing with herself. Should I do this? Should I not? She'd taken a hard look at her life. She was 45. That's a tough age for women. And I really get a lot of arguing in her mind, going back and forth. I don't think she was arguing with people so much. Money. She was working, but money was a problem. I get she was at a crossroads that night. She was looking back at her life. The feeling I'm getting from the cards are she was looking at things from a new perspective. Money, work. She wanted to change things, but I feel like she felt trapped. Pull a few more cards. She was really at a crossroads that night when she left her friend's house. She was trying to decide something. She'd been holding off. Money was a problem. Working. I don't know if she worked or not. But money was definitely a problem. She did live with her mother, with her children. Dana, what were you doing that night? You were doing very well, really well. You were happy. I almost get the feeling that the festival was bittersweet, that she was happy, they were dancing, laughing. I don't know if she was drinking or not. I don't know if she drank. It was at a bar. But afterwards, when it was quiet, she took a good hard look at her life. And it involved a lot of arguing back and forth with herself. Money, pentacles. It could also mean health. I don't know what her health was like. 45. She had done some damage to herself with the substance abuse. Get a few more cards. I think she was at a crossroads. Something happened, not happened, but something. She came away with a perspective that she hadn't had before after the festival, after everything was quiet. I don't think she liked what she was looking at. All right, come on, cards. These are really big. I'll just split. Let's see what we get here. All right. Okay. Now, she was at a crossroads. Works. Now, there were 3 possibilities. 3 people. Health, the coins, the pentacles can also mean health. They don't have to mean money or work. They can mean health. She was reevaluating her life. 3 of Pentacles. She was really concerned about something. 20 is the Aeon. This is judgment. This is where you look at your life, and this is exactly what was going on in her mind that night. She was taking a really hard look at her life. And she wasn't happy. She wasn't happy about what she was looking at. Money was involved. Money, health. I think she had some health problems. She had money and health problems. The 3 of Pentacles in this deck is worry, but it can also mean being involved with several other people. She was judging herself. She wanted a fresh start, but she really, I don't think she thought she could do it. I think the drugs, the substance abuse was calling her. The escape. Money, her past life, all the things she'd done. She was really looking back at everything, all the arguing, all the pain, all the strife she'd caused. Then we have the magician. The magician is someone that makes things happen. I think she called someone. She had her phone. I'm getting that at this point, when she left, I'm feeling that what the cards are telling me is that she just couldn't do it anymore. This is worry, but it also means 3 situations, 3 people, her daughters, her mother. It wasn't working for her. She wanted a new beginning, but she knew it wouldn't happen. She knew it wasn't going to happen at this time for her. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting defeat, looking back on her life. I think she called someone after she left her friend's house. This is the magician. This is somebody who makes the pain go away. This is a person that gave her the substance that made things go away. I think she met with him. And she did what she'd always done in the past. She called in her dealer, we'll call him a dealer. She didn't take her car. Her keys were at her house when they discovered she was missing. Her wallet, her cell phone was there, but she had another phone. She had 2 phones. He was on speed dial. She wanted to make this past, negative past that she saw go away for a while. She wanted it to go away for a while. She worried about money. She thought about all the problems she'd caused. She wanted really deeply to be a positive, loving person. But she was at a crossroads with this substance abuse. She was looking at things differently, like, why am I putting myself through this? This is what I'm getting. Why? Why am I torturing myself? She called the magician. I don't know if he was in the area. She didn't have a car. I don't know if he picked her up. She met him somewhere. I get a man. And she did what she'd always done. She'd indulged, and for a while, the magic came. The magic, and she was a star. She had hope again. Yeah, she'd really tried. I feel bad for these cards. She was tortured. She tried so hard. Looking back, she was tortured by what had gone on. She wanted so badly to start over. This is sad. All right, so what happened after she met this supplier? And I think he either met her somewhere or he picked her up even. She was on foot, so don't know how close he was, how far. It was somebody she'd known before. Somebody she'd relied on to make her the star. There's the Chariot. Yeah, he picked her up. Picked her up. She purchased whatever it was. she was a star for a while. The Chariot is the car. This is willpower too. How did she die? How did she die? Can you tell us that? The Lovers. Okay, this is making a choice. She chose to be the star, the magic. She chose this. She called him, he picked her up. They went to wherever he lived, is what I'm getting. This is somebody she'd known before. She made the choice. This is making a choice between a new life and an old life. She chose that. She wanted the star, feelings of the star, the hope. How did she die? It's kind of sad. I see her struggling so hard to have a good life. The Prince of Swords, the hacker. Prince of Swords. This is someone who's into everything. This is someone who knows everything about you. This person had dealt with her before. This supplier. She knew him. I think I'm not so sure she had the money for what she wanted. Money is in here big time too. Whatever happened at this person's, we'll call it his home, could have been a den or his, I don't know, wherever this person hung out, where she wanted to go, she made the choice that she'd been fighting so long, and she became a star. I think this is fairly straightforward what the cards are telling us. She went back to her old habits with her old, let's say, acquaintance. She made this is a serious choice. This is not just a whim. She made a serious choice to start up again, to be the star. The star, though, unfortunately, there's a spilt bottle of Coke there. I think whatever whatever substance was involved, I think she poisoned her. I don't know if I can say that word for YouTube. She became poisoned and over, whether on purpose or not, from this person. And she became a star. She passed on there. Now the Chariot's interesting because she was found, she did not have a car, found near an off-ramp near Park Avenue, the on-ramp. But I don't know how far that was. It was a ways. However she got there, she didn't walk. I think she was taken. I think she was taken in the car after she had become a star, passed on, and disposed of. That's how he is looking at this, to dispose of the evidence. He disposed of her off the over the side of the on-ramp, and she's a star now. She was poisoned, not on purpose. I don't think it was on purpose, but it's what happened to her. She'd been off these substances for a while, so maybe her body just couldn't take it. Maybe it was I keep hearing poison, poison. There's spilled bottles of something. And he just basically disposed of her. That's very sad. That's what I'm getting. pull a few more cards on this magician, the mage. It's been a while since she was found. And the autopsy will be coming out. Oh, there it is right there. The High Priestess. This is her. She did it, took the substance, and became a star. I don't see a lot about him. He's a supplier in the area. He's very clever. He's done this before. He took her in the car and just dumped her. I almost feel like he even knew it was going to be, he didn't murder her. He didn't do this on purpose, but he was calm about it. I'm getting he was very calm when she passed. Deliberate, not caring. He had no feelings at all. And just drove her away. Not getting anything else about him except he's very cold and hard-hearted. I also feel like she might have owed him money. A few more cards to see if anything comes up about this person. The autopsy may or may not show anything. And we get the universe card. This is an ending card. Now, is he still doing this? He is, but I think he might have moved out of the area. He's in a new area. The universe is an ending card. It's completing something. Whoever this person is, I believe he moved out of the area after she passed. But I think he's still in this business. That's all I see about him. Cold-hearted. Well, I think I have my answer. I think the cards have told me something that I actually didn't want to hear. I'm going to close the circle. Please leave kind comments. Let me know if you'd like to hear a reading or what you'd like me to do. Let me know how you feel about this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.